Hoey.
For my voice, and yes, it is hurting, but I wanted to speak today, and I wanted to say 12 years ago I sat just over there listening to a very eloquent speech from our Prime Minister, very emotional speech, a lot of pressure on us on the backbenches in that debate, I think even more pressure than there's been today. And I've listened today to a speech from the Prime Minister, also very eloquent, and just like last time, I just felt an instinct that what we were doing in Iraq was wrong. And I have to say that today I feel that very same instinct. Now, I'm certainly not a pacifist. I was one of the few people, along with Paddy Ashdown, who called for the bombing in Bosnia long before it was government policy. And I'm certainly not a supporter of terrorism coming from Northern Ireland, and I was disappointed, and I hope the Prime Minister will apologise to me personally, privately, to accuse people like me tonight who might be going in to vote against this motion that we are in any way support of terrorism. I take it very personally. We've heard from lots of people quoting generals, quoting all sorts of important people. I'd just like to mention one of my constituents who was a soldier for nearly 20 years in the regular army, and he wrote to me and told me that he said he viewed with dismay the current clamour to re-engage in this war. He says, "When we went to Iraq, I was assured that we had a superb plan that could not fail. Then we went to Afghanistan, and I was told this is nothing like Iraq. And when the RAF were sent to bomb Libya, they were told this is nothing like Afghanistan. They always get it wrong." And I'm not against bombing to remove Daesh if I really believed that it would work. But there are so many questions at this stage which need to be answered convincingly. Otherwise, I believe the action is futile. Do we know who our enemy really is? Is it just Daesh, or is it all or many of the multiple jihadi groups? Do we know who our allies are? Is it Russia? Is it Assad perhaps now? Anyone against Daesh? Do they share our objectives and all of our other allies? I think we do not know that, and can it, as it is at least a five-sided war. Can we trust our allies? This is the trouble with alliances of convenience. What happens when our allies' interests conflict with ours, as they will? Do we bomb our allies? Will they bomb ours? Are Daesh sufficiently concentrated that we can bomb them without unacceptable loss of civilian life? Is Daesh under a centralised command structure that can be destroyed through bombing? When Daesh is removed from an area, who will come in, and we've heard this from so many people, to rebuild, repopulate and keep the peace? No. Will removing Daesh from Syria by bombing reduce worldwide, and in particular, jihadism here in the UK? Will it increase it as Muslims react to the deaths? Why do we always have to be the policeman going in first? And I haven't yet heard a convincing answer, genuinely, to any of these questions. And if they are unanswered and we go ahead and bomb civilians, then we are being as unthinking and reactionary as some of those people we are fighting. Daesh is an organisation that has no civilised values. We are fighting a cult that has no moral values whatsoever. Bombing will not change that. We have to look at other, cleverer ways, and we have to spend some of that money that we're going to spend on this bombing on guarding our borders and making sure that the work against jihadism and fundamentalism in this country is tackled in a way. There is no moral case, I believe, and I will be supporting the amendment tonight.